global ratings agency Fitch has downgraded Ethiopia's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating from CCC minus to CC. The move indicates a heightened level of vulnerability for the country to meet its financial obligations without defaulting. Fitch cites a significant decline in Ethiopia's liquidity and substantial financing shortfalls, saying those factors have increased the risk of a potential default. According to estimations, Ethiopia's external debt payments are projected to reach $1 billion next year and $2 billion in 2025, including a $1 billion Eurobond due in December of next year. Well, for more on that development, we're joined by Gabriel Negatu. He is a senior fellow at Atlantic Council's Africa Center. He's joining us now from Washington, D.C. Hi there, Gabriel. Gabriel, we've seen some very positive economic developments taking place in Ethiopia over the past few years. Even now, the country's GDP is projected to be higher than most countries in the region. Gabriel, what do you think has led to Ethiopia seeing this downgrade from Fitch?
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Yes, the name is Gabriel. And just to get back to your point, the downgrade that Fitch announced recently is largely an indication of a decline in external liquidity, as well as the external financing gap that the country is experiencing. Meaning the external position of the country, both in terms of a decline in export earnings, as well as the decline in the reserve, international reserve, has given rise to concern that the country may indeed default. And that's largely the basis on which Fitch has come out with its new rating of 2C minus.
With these challenges that you mentioned, Gabriel, do you foresee Ethiopia actually defaulting on its debt?
Not really. It is in a very precarious situation. The country is facing multiple shocks, economic and otherwise, that have exacerbated the situation. And preeminent among these, of course, was the conflict in the northern part of the country that went on for a good part of 2 years and cost a lot of lives and bled the economy, so to speak. I'm happy to say that that conflict has been resolved peacefully, and that economic burden has been alleviated. However, since then, there have been other conflicts in the country that continue to persist, namely in the Amhara region and part of the Oromo region and so on. There have been lower intensity conflicts happening. And it's important that the government of Ethiopia addresses those issues to avoid any further economic cost and subsequently economic crisis. But while that's happening, the government is actively, I think, working with its international debtors, namely the group of G20 within the common framework. It's working within that framework, including China, to postpone the payment on its debt, as well as speaking to the IMF and other bilateral and multilateral partners to support it with an additional injection of foreign currency into the economy. And I am optimistic that these initiatives will see result, and the country will be able to honor its service its debt, and continue to function as a normal economy in the medium term.
Gabriel, and I think you might agree with me here, when a country finds itself on the brink of default, and we've seen this with other countries as well, it seems to be a difficult trajectory to change, Gabriel. Other than what you've mentioned already, what could Ethiopia do to turn this around?
Other than what I've pointed out, I think the country could very easily adjust its fiscal policies and practices, namely improve the export sector towards enhanced foreign currency earning, tighten the expenditure side, make sure that there are no loopholes in the tax, particularly in the tax side, that allows for non-payment of taxes, so improve tax collection, improve the export sector, improve the remittances coming to the country, make changes to some of those laws and regulations that prevent private sector from actively participating in the economy. So you attract both foreign direct investment as well as domestic private investment from taking part in the economy. So change the tax regimes, the tax regulations, improve the public financial management. So these are fiscal policies that the government needs to put in place, but it also needs to put in place governance reforms, governance to ensure conflict are resolved around the table and not by conflict, allow for more transparency and accountability, greater effort to address issues of corruption. These are reforms that could very quickly begin to yield results in terms of improving foreign currency earning and higher foreign investment coming into the country.
Gabriel, thank you so much for all that. We really appreciate you being on Global Business Africa.